Hello, language learners. So today I'm going to make another one, uh, but it's only because I think that soon there will be no time left and energy. So for now, I'm trying to make as many as possible. It doesn't mean you have to like just work like crazy and send me all sorts of recordings. But if you just another thing I kind of had in mind, it would be better if you maybe just turn on the recording and just practice recording yourself, like without even stopping or making any adjustments to it. And if you say a bad word, I will not be too upset. It would hurt my feelings. I would probably cry, uh, you know, hugging a teddy bear, but at least I will see your reaction to a mistake and to a correct answer. So maybe something that you're pronouncing is correct, but you feel that it's wrong. So why would you even turn the recording off? Just switch it on, practice, and forget all about it. Just like send the whole thing to the email, and I'll listen to it. Maybe not the whole thing. Maybe I'll just click through. Depends. Uh, Maybe it's a little bit traumatic, like the whole thing with the just recording yourself. It's really difficult. I know what I'm talking about. Like this is the second video I'm making without a script and without the audio track playing in my ear. Like I usually do this. I usually record the thing just by reading. Then I kind of turn the recording into my ear and I listen and repeat at the same time. Remember we were talking today in class. Now I'm talking to the translators, the linguists. So this video is for everyone. If I send it to other people, don't worry about that too much. But this is just I'm addressing to this group of people who are connected to translating and interpreting. So I told you guys today that I had to invent, like come up with a kind of way to teach myself simultaneous interpreting. And that was the first exercise. Like you just take an English text, put it into your headphones, and you just listen and repeat at the same time. That's the first thing. Then you do the same with the Russian text. And then you take the translation, then you can look at the Russian text, listen to the English one, and then vice versa. There could be different combinations. So coming up with different exercises for yourself is a normal thing, actually. So all of that is not something that you must do, not something that you have to do, but something you kind of must do to train and to practice. Or maybe even not. Maybe it's just have fun. And if it gives you pleasure, do it. If it doesn't, just go watch a movie. It's also kind of useful. Right. Let's stop the all this nonsense and get down to business. So I actually, like, walking here, I left my mouse at home. The stupidest thing to do. And now I have to control the computer with this tablet that I have, which is which is like almost impossible. But it's still a lot of fun. Right. There we go. So here I'm going to talk a little bit about yeah, let's revise the thing we did last time, and then we could move forward. So let's again pronounce this sound, and let's go. E. Try to make it an even note. don't go E or E. Just go E, just like a singing thing, just like an even one. Once again, E, this one, E, this one, O, and this one, U. Right. So we didn't really work with these ones, but in class we actually did. So today we will focus on these ones, but I want to talk a little bit more about these. Once again, let's make this sound. Combine them with the E, aiming at this sound, like you have in mind, like in the head, you have the aim, which is this one, which is this sound. Otherwise, this will be too close to or something like or any other sound, but not e. So focus on the fact that these guys are relatives in a way. They are connected somehow. Okay, once again, this one. He, e, now again, e. So if they are different, so the next time you do it, I mean, I missed this part. So you hold the position for a while, and then again, you repeat the E sound. And if they are different, try again. Like the important thing is that you are able to hold this position, okay? Yep. Then the next thing. The three people who sent me the recordings, they kind of, I see that they focused a lot, and then even focusing, they still sometimes when pronouncing the first word, that would be he, this one that we did last time, this first word that you pronounce, most of us actually, we don't get to the E sound, and that's a separate, that's a whole separate difficulty. And in language teaching methodology, we have this principle, one difficulty at a time. So you need to focus on this one difficulty that's going between E and E. How do we do that? Actually, there's almost no secret to it or trick. You just make E separately, and then you make E separately. And if you, the best thing would be if you do them on the same kind of note, like E, E, and if it slouds a bit up and down, but then hopefully it's one note, and that's the most difficult part in this whole thing, like just keeping them on the same note and on the same length, but just change the quality, just change the tongue for the E to make it relaxed and for the E to make it tense. For the E to make it long, it's not a big problem. But for this sound to be longer, that is a big problem. Like you just make he here, but then try holding this for a long time. Just try to go he. And even you can notice that the voice starts shaking a bit. Why? Because the tongue is in the unstable position. So this sound itself, E, is unstable. Like in Russian, we also have this sound sometimes when we say, for example, minuta, minuta. So the first mi, I, that's almost this sound. Not exactly, but close enough. You don't say minuta. You don't say this sound, right? You say kind of the I, more relaxed. So, and this sound exists in Russian, but in an unstable way, unstressed position. And English is a weird language indeed, because this sound here is in a stressed position, like in words. Hit, big, pig, did, all the other ones. Okay, so this is about this e. This is the unstable position, but try holding it a little longer. This will train your tongue, make it like the muscle will be trained. So once again, e. Now this one. He, he. And now while you hold this, you try to hold it as long as possible. But at the same time, while you're holding this, at the same time, try to already think about the E sound that is coming to change this sound, like he, and then somewhere here, like this sound emerges like from below the water. I don't know. This is the image I have. So it's like he, and this is something that you try to do. Don't scare the other people around you. Don't do that when there are people around. It's pretty weird, but it's a good exercise. It's a very good exercise. So also what you could do is try to do it in a whisper, right? You do it in a whisper. And then in the end, you will hear this hissing noise like, and that would be the E. Also, you can do it without even making any noises. Just do it in your mouth. What you need to do is, again, remember what we drew these teeth, right? Like number 3, and then right now, again, you could stop the recording and draw your teeth. I'm going to do it for you. So number 4, number 5, number 6, a bit larger this time even than the last time. And now this one, a bit smaller. And now the wisdom tooth, 6, 7, and 8. Right. And now what you could do is you can remember that the difference between the E sound and the E sound. Now I'm going to start with drawing the E sound. Once again, do this. He, E, and now the position. Where are the sides of the tongue touching the upper teeth? Which teeth? Number 5, number 4, 6, somewhere here, like 7. Are they touching here? 8? Like where? Try to feel it again. So he, he, he. Where? So here I will draw something that I feel, and that would be this. Somewhere here. This is A. A, like behind number, no, actually closer to 4 now what I think about it. Like what I felt right now is here. Sorry, I mean, got a little bit confused. So this is A. But then remember, we talked about this. When you pronounce the E sound, do you have this tension in the back here? Probably not. If you pronounce, once again, E, you probably hear the tension here in the back, okay? And if you feel this tension in the back, then this is what is rising here. Like if you go he, and then gradually the back of the tongue and the whole tongue is coming up and becomes tense here. So this is what you start to get. A, and then I will show it with the hand. So if the hand is the tongue and this part of the screen are the upper teeth, then if I have just the sides of the tongue like this, like touching the upper side of the screen, then it's the E. But then if I raise the rest of the tongue, and then it becomes E, E, E. And then if you want to make it smooth, the transition to be smooth, then you go hey. Do you understand? So that weird thing I'm not going to show many times because I feel that like my neighbors are thinking that I'm crazy, and but I hope that they don't really hear a lot. So this thing you just do, and you probably get there. So now you see we have two tasks leading to the same result, hopefully. You remember that last time we were talking about this thing that you may start with the word hey, which is pronounced with the hey, like a bit wider, this one, hey, was just listening to Placebo, and the vocalist has this very wide. This is where I copied my A from. So you can make this kind of wider. We'll talk about this later, but for now, just try to repeat and say, hey, and then repeat the sound with the I sound, and then you will get he. And then today we have this other exercise, like with the long A and gradually getting to E. Hey on the even note. On the this thing here is an intonation mark. This is the first intonation mark we've met so far. So this vertical line close to the syllable is it means that this is pronounced with the even note and with the even high note. That's important. That's really important. So if you want to pronounce the same thing with the low note, you would go hey. You would put the stick here below. But then now we don't need the hey, we need the hey, right? So this is where I'm putting it. And then this is basically what you do. You go, hey, that's another exercise over here. And both of these exercises lead to the same result eventually. But then sometimes one day you will have difficulties achieving the result with this one. The other day you'll have the difficulties achieving the result with this exercise. So basically practice both. Different day, different time. Remember, we said this today. There is no connection between moment A with the moment B. There's no connection. Every day is a new day. I don't say anything about your social life, about your friends, about your family, but I'm saying about your conscious discoveries. Again, remember what I said about the awareness. It's all about the same thing. A, B, C, D, E, F, or something. So that's kind of a revision of what we were talking about last time and a little new exercise for this. This whole, why did I start with this whole thing with try to make the vowels on an even note? Because this will be useful for us to find this sound and this sound. This is what I would really like to focus on today. So once again, let's do this one. At first, let's do the Russian one, okay? U. Focus on the position of the tip of the tongue. Where is it? Is it like raised up, or is it in the middle, or is it lowered down? This one has the tip of the tongue free, and this is why you probably would say that you don't feel it, or that it's in the middle. As Homer Simpson would say, you're both right. Probably, except for if you say that it's raised up, because I cannot really pronounce the sound oo with the tip of the tongue. Ooh, ooh, it starts to sound like oh somehow. I don't know. So, but this ooh, right? Try to put the tip of the tongue as low as possible. Like there's a soft thing down here, and try to put your tongue there, like probably like consciously lower the tip of the tongue. Just for now, just for now. We're learning to control the back of the tongue, so this is why we're trying to isolate this movement. And let's not go into thinking about two things at the same time, right? You know this thing when you oh, it doesn't matter. This is crap. Okay, so with the oo sound, put the tip of the tongue down, and then focus on the back of the tongue now. So it's in the back as far as possible. And let's make the Russian one again. Ooh. And now from the Russian sound, try keeping the tongue exactly where it is, and try to, with the even note, try to gradually go from oo to o, also o, to by gradually relaxing the lips. Once again. Ooh. This is very difficult because Russian oo is like you even protrude the lips, like you make them go forward. And that makes it even a longer way. If you haven't done this right now, even like I had some difficulties right now, you could hear that my voice was trembling. It's really difficult. Once again, ooh, that's the whole way. This is so difficult. Let's do it differently. Say this one. W, w, just this one. Just pull the lips together. W. Does it sound similar to this sound? Do they sound like they're friends? I mean, the tongue here is exactly in the same place as here, almost exactly. If there is a minor difference, forget about it. So if you do, again, ooh, and if you do it a bit quicker, w, 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 that's what you get. That's exactly the sound. But then try to make this sound really slowly. Okay? Like, and then if you do that, this sound would probably be somewhere between this sound and this sound. So this is a little bit more open. You open your mouth a bit more, and this is a bit more closed. So you will get somewhere in this area. And this will actually be very good, okay? Well, this is what we're looking for. To keep the tongue in the back here, and here, and move it a little bit, maybe a little bit forward. Don't even think about it, because you will do it automatically. And get as far back as possible. Why is this thing showing me that I'm talking too loud? Maybe I am. Wow. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Because I kind of felt the disturbance in the force. So, yeah, were that thing. Okay, you realize what you need to pronounce. Once again, ooh, and then let's go the usual way at first. Again, you see, this is the same principle as here. You have the two different kinds of exercises to get the same result. And if you fail at one type, you practice the other one. If you see, and then gradually you're able to do both of them. Let's go. Ooh, the English one with the jaw forward. You remember that? Ooh, like the monkey. Ooh. So then you pronounce this one. Then you connect them without really narrowing the lips too much. These are the lips for the oo sound. So you go oo. See how narrow they are. Almost like for the w sound, very narrow. And if you go, you notice that the lips are completely relaxed. And this is exactly the quality that I want you guys to transfer to this sound. So you go, huh, and the lips are just a little bit narrowed. Huh, that's what we're looking for. Right? And again, ooh, huh, now, oh. Now relax the lips completely and keep the tongue in the back. And we get that's right. So basically, this is the oo sound. This is where it is. I need an eraser because I don't like it the way it's drawn here. I will explain why. So again, with these things, whether that's for the E sound, the oo sound is here. Then when you relax the lips a little bit, your tongue will move a little bit forward automatically. This is what happens. I will explain why this happens. Really, this is probably you need to know that. Look, I don't really remember what I did in the first video, so I will repeat. If this is the second time you hear this story, enjoy the ride. So if the sides of my mouth, the corners of my mouth, are the elbows, like the elbows, and if my chest is the tongue, and I want to put my tongue forward, what should I do to put my tongue forward? Of course, I should spread the elbows, and I go E. So if I spread my lips, automatically the tongue goes forward. This is the principle. And if I want to move my tongue, meaning the chest, if I want to move it back, what do I do? Ooh, right? So I like put my lips forward and the tongue automatically goes to the back. The difference between the English sound and the Russian sound oo and the English sound oo is just the main organ that you do it with. So in Russian, you make the tongue go back because of the movement of the lips, and the in English, you make the tongue go back with the use of also the lips, but more with the jaw, the lower jaw. So you put the jaw a little bit forward to make the kind of a little of a monkey. Okay, remember the joke about the two monkeys in the rain. Right, so this is what it is. And when you relax, when you do this thing that I was talking to you about earlier, then this h, by relaxing the lips, it maybe automatically it just pushes the tongue a little forward. So I would say that o is somewhere here, as well as the sound So it's basically also here. Like I don't know how to draw it. Something like this, I would say. So this is like I would put it in one thing. O and almost the same area. You don't think about the differences. Your body does it for you. This is a cool thing. Actually, this is a very important thought about pronunciation. You don't have to think about every single movement. You just need to think about the initial position and the final position, like where you aimed at. Of course, I'm talking about the syllables that end in vowels, like consonant vowel, something like this, like si, fi, he, ka, ba, to, no, to, do, fer, her, sir, any other ones. So you focus on the starting position, and then you just keep in mind where you're aiming at. So like shooting a bow. That's how you do it. Don't try to notice all the things in the middle, in between, because if you do that, that's going to be difficult. There are some exceptions, of course, but if you normally, when you speak, and if you're focused on every single sound, you'll go crazy. Don't do it. But for now, for the purposes of learning, you of course you have to be aware of all the parts and blah blah blah. Once again, ooh, huh, and now and now with the same position, just try to open your mouth a little bit, but keeping the tongue exactly in the same position. Look, I'm moving the jaw a bit forward. That's this sound. And now if you go, and now if you go like this, her, this is when the intonation goes down. Her, then you get this. Her, for example, her work will go something like this. Her work. Her work. And that would be this thing, where you could practice first were and then add the k, and then just have her work. That's a phrase, but it's too soon, I guess, because we still don't know how to pronounce this sound. Okay, I will say it quickly. You don't pronounce the hard k. You pronounce it almost as if it's from the position for the e. Try to make the position e, position, and then go k again. E, k, and then you get the k sound. In the end of a word, you don't need this. It's the end of the word, so you don't need anything here. So you just go k, like kind of like you're going for the e sound, k, like as if it was working. So This is what you could do also. But that's, yeah, if you want, you can record that, but this is just a little bit of a distraction. But then we're trying to find the sound yeah, what time is it? Yeah, still have time. Okay, let's go. U, h, o, you can actually go along different routes. Now you can create your own routes. You know where to keep the tongue, and now you know how to go there and back. You realize that this is a continuum. It's a whole thing in your mouth going on, that it's not just one sound and then the other sound completely different. There are all these intermediate sounds, intermediate, like B2 level. So all of these intermediate ones, you can actually also try these roots. And then you can go between O and really slowly. Okay? And I didn't use the slow motion. That's weird. Right. So this is, we got to This is what I was looking for. Let's try to find our first proper consonant. This is what I actually wanted to talk about, because I totally understand you guys are uncomfortable talking about that in class, because I ask you to put the tip of the tongue on your upper front teeth, and that's, you look stupid, and I look stupid, and everybody looks stupid. Look, looking stupid is okay, first of all. And then the next thing is that you don't have to. You can do it at home when nobody's watching. So again, draw the front. Damn, it looks like a vampire's thing or something. Like, I'm asking you to draw these teeth, the front ones, these. So number ones, I guess. Okay, number ones. It's a little different something, but let's not Google it. So the front teeth, you put the tip of the tongue here at the tip of the front tooth, and then you slide all the way up to the place where this tooth starts to grow from, like the kind of a place where it begins. So real slow. And then here you feel some kind of fleshy thing, like some kind of meat thing here. This is the weirdest part. So again, my question is, does it go up, or does it go a little bit here, like 90 degrees, or what would be the angle? So try to establish where this meat thing, fleshy thing in the back, when you eat pizza, hot pizza with cheese, and you bite into the pizza and it burns a little, burns the skin in the exactly in the place that you've just found. So try to slide with the tip of the tongue into the back, and then try to go there and see, and try to draw the line, like the coastline. Coast? Coast. Like sea coast. The coast of your mouth, river, whatever that is. So I'm going to do it for you now. But then now you stop the video, you draw this, and now I'll draw the way I feel it. Don't be lazy. Do your work, because if you don't, this is something you cannot get by knowing. You can only get that by feeling. Of course, probably it would tickle when you like go back there and try to reach as far back as possible and grow the whole thing. That would probably tickle a little bit. But then come on, if you're alone in the room, try to be patient and do it a couple of times. You don't have to do it all at once. This is the only thing I ask you to do. Like, I understand that doing like 5,000 exercises of Galitsynski is much easier because it's a no-brainer. Do you know? There's a saying, a no-brainer. A no-brainer is something that you don't need a brain for. Even a plant can do it. Even like some I don't know, something that doesn't have a brain can do it. So it's a no-brainer. But like this thing actually requires your presence, not Galitsynski's presence or some teacher with a stick presence, but your presence. This is why hope you are able to feel all the nuances of this place in your mouth, the roof of your mouth. And now I'll draw this thing that I kind of feel. So for me, it goes a little bit down here and then it goes a bit up, but then I will simplify. I will not go into all the nuances and details, just go like this. So somewhere around here, it goes up and then it goes not all the way up because here is my brain and I have head here. So it goes back down again. Not like this, but it's difficult for me to draw. So something roughly, no, I don't like it. So here I have a little feeling of kind of it changes texture and then it goes, no, I don't like it either. So, okay, I'll draw it like this just for now. When you draw it with a pencil, you'll have a beautiful picture. This is weird, but it's how essentially what it is over there. Now the next task I would like you to do. Now you again you slide with the tongue again, so you probably wouldn't be able to slide further than this because it starts just rolling over and you choke yourself. But I drew it. I don't know why. So now you need to feel the differences in texture. You've heard me right. What are the differences in texture of the fleshy thing in your mouth? So, I mean, this, if you compare, you just put the tongue here and just here. Compare which one is like hard and bony, and which one is kind of more fleshy, sort of. I hope no native speakers of language hear me now, because that sounds really weird. Right, I can do stand-up. This is ridiculous. Just like the questions that I ask, this is stupid. But stupid questions are not bad. Stupid questions are something that kids ask. And if you want to learn a new language, you need to be like a kid, like a child, a little bit. So, I mean, and so compare this texture here, and I will be drawing the like moving the pencil here, and you say stop when you feel that the texture changes. Try to go follow the pencil with the tongue, kind of, and then say stop or press the stop button when you realize that there's a change in texture. Okay, so let's go. Probably somewhere around here, you noticed that this is different. This is a different spot. This is a different place. So here you still have some kind of hard thing, like a bone or something. Not really a bone, but something more hard than this spot. And then if you move the tongue further back, somewhere around here, you would probably also feel that the texture has changed. These are the three important places in the mouth. This thing here is called the alveolar ridge. Alveolar, okay. That's a check of my being able to, of my ability to spell. Alveolar ridge. This here is the alveolar ridge. So I'll just put 1. This will be 2, and this will be 3. 2 areas. Number 1, alveolar ridge. Number 2, do you know this? How it's called in English? It's like I'm Dora the Explorer now. Help Dora find what is it? No, I mean, you can just kind of remember the name in Russian. Твердое небо, да, это называется. А вот это сзади, третье, это называется как? Правильно, мягкое небо. Так вот, so yeah, back to English. In English, this is called hard palate. Hard palate. Palate, I'm not sure how it's spelled. I'm being stupid and slow. Sorry. I guess it's correct. Hard palate. And this, try to guess. Мягкое небо, мягкое, soft. Soft palate. And then also, there's another separate word for this one. It's called velum. It's a kind of a Latin word, I guess. So velum, and you need to know this because there are different consonants that you produce here, here, and here. So these ones are called alveolar consonants. These are called palatal consonants or palato-alveolar. There's also a magical spot here. And then velar or backlingual or soft palatal. Nobody says soft palatal. So velar consonants here, right? And if I ask you to just try to make any consonant here, just put the tongue here and see which consonant feels more natural to pronounce with the tongue in this area here. Try to put the tongue somewhere here and try to pronounce the consonants. Again, don't scare the people, but it might be difficult. Putting the tip of the tongue here is almost impossible. So I'm not suggesting that you put the tip of the tongue here, but maybe you could put the other part of the tongue up there, like the middle of the tongue. And you might pronounce another, yet another. Yes, you can pronounce yet another consonant. The king of a hint. And here you probably will not be able to put the tip of the tongue here, but you will probably suffocate. Here, the velum is it's close to the back of the tongue. And also try to realize what consonants are made here. So for now, what I'm going to ask you to do is say this word, Russian word, там, right? The word там. Есть слово там, а есть слово тут. Можно сказать и там, и тут. Но тут лучше не говорить, потому что на тут губы вперед. Ту. Нам надо, ну, чистый звук Т. Вот. Поэтому скажите еще раз слово там. Теперь отдельно звук Т. Если сложно сразу после там сделать Т, можно сказать слово там, потом та и потом Т. Угу. Вот, это русский звук Т. Теперь, значит, что я хотел попросить вас сделать. Поставьте, вот сейчас попробуйте поставить только позицию для этого звука. Как будто вы собираетесь сказать там, но ничего вот не делайте. Только только позицию вот эту. Помните, как мы делали с «и»? Ну, вообще-то это, видите, что я пишу этой кириллицей, и это не круто сейчас. Почему? Потому что мы же пытались писать все в IPA, это международный фонетический алфавит, или по-русски МФА. То есть можем попытаться в МФА еще раз перевести вот этот звук русский. Русский звук Т, ну, то есть он будет точно такой же, как, ну, Т, потому что вот. Но нам нужно как-то показать, что он от английского отличается. И мы здесь нарисуем вот такой вот квадратик. Этот квадратик будет означать, что язык у нас немножко в другом месте. И делаем мы этот звук немножко по-другому. Вот, сейчас не буду грузить терминологии, но квадратик значит, что это русский звук. Вот, еще раз. Т и позицию для русского. И все, просто чуть-чуть посидим, попробуем подышать носом. Интересно, кстати, можно вот когда держишь позицию, просто сидеть спокойно и дышать носом сейчас? Да, в принципе, можно час так сидеть. Вот. Просто поставьте сейчас позицию и проследите за тем, где у вас кончик языка. То есть, получается, чего он касается во рту? Вот зубов, вот этих альвеол, да, это альвеолы по-русски. За альвеолами, вот кончик, самый кончик, он чего касается? Хороший вопрос. Когда почувствовали? Сейчас можете на паузу ставить. Почувствовали. Скорее всего, почувствовали, что где-то он касается вот зубов. Возможно, вот здесь у основания. Это кончик языка. Вы совершенно правы. Если у кого-то кончик языка касается альвеол, это тоже нормально. Ну, просто видите, все произносят по-разному. Тут отличие может быть основное для этих людей немножко не в этом. Но мы об этом сейчас поговорим. И получается, что вы, если кончик языка касается вот нижних зубов здесь, теперь у меня вопрос. Вот произнесите вот просто отдельно еще раз. Там, та и т. Вот делаете вы звук, произносите вы его именно кончиком языка, то есть именно из-за того, что кончик языка отрывается от зубов, происходит вот этот звук, или из-за чего-то другого? Смотрите, получается, что вы, то есть вот, ну вот язык, да, вот он касается там зубов, допустим. Вот если это маска, допустим, это вот передние зубы. Вот. Ну, как бы, грубо говоря, вот маска, да, и вот у меня кончик языка вот касается. Так вот, я, получается, сам звук «т» я делаю за счет отрыва кончика языка или за счет какой-то другой части, то есть как бы, может быть, чуть-чуть за кончиком вот этой части. Вот попробуйте еще раз, скажите. Там, тут, Тома, ну, Татьяна, не знаю, какие еще там слова есть. Танос, ну, в Avengers. Господи, боже милостивый. Ладно, короче, вот это «т», да? Вы, вот, скорее всего, вы заметите, что делаете вы его вот как бы вот этой частью языка. Вот этот звук «т» русский, он делается вот этой передней частью языка, это называется лопатка языка. Ну, это сейчас пока, опять же, не важно. А английский делается именно кончиком языка. Вот в чем как бы принципиальная разница. And then you will have to try and put the tip of the tongue somewhere, not here, because this would be the sound th, and the would be made here. So these are th, the, everybody's friends. Here we will have t, right? T and d. Somewhere here. So you put the, you'll have to put the tip of the tongue on the alveolar ridge here. But then again, if you just move the tip of the tongue, nothing will change. This is important. Nothing will actually change, because the difference is not just in the position of the tip, but it's also in the position of the back part of the tongue. This is why, I'll remind you, we spend so much time discovering the sound because it's in the back. So in order to move the tip of the tongue, you also need to move the back of the tongue. It's important. You don't just do isolated movements. It's a whole system. It's organic. And this is why it's more difficult to teach a human to pronounce the sound than to like teach a machine or some Yandex lady or a Google lady, because it's a kind of an awareness thing more. It's a complicated system, but at the same time, it's easier because we're meant to learn how to do it. We're actually built to do it in an easy way. You just change one tiny thing and then the whole system shifts and it changes. So for that reason, I encourage you not to think about separate movements right now, but think about the main distinction between the English phonetic system and the Russian phonetic system. You just move the tongue as far in the back as possible, and then you see what you get. Let's do this. Let's try to start with vowels. Once again, oo, and then gradually you go to oo. Once again, and now just keep this position, just in a whisper, the tongue in the back. And now you just keep the position and don't say anything as long as possible. Just the tip of the tongue is down, like on the sound oo, remember? And now when you've done the sound with this position, gradually raise the tip of the tongue and put it on the alveolar ridge. Okay? Really slowly. And then you just blow it off the alveolar ridge. Just put as much air as possible and just go tss. That's what you need to do. Right. I actually probably made you very uncomfortable by the loud sound. Sorry. Look, once again, I'll make it more quiet. Actually, I guess I put too much gain on the microphone, and this is why I'll probably have to re-record this whole thing, but things are the way they are, so practice with what you have. I might not have time to record anything else. Who knows? Coronavirus, you know, all around us. So, carpe diem, as they say. Right? Once again. And now try to make just the position. And with the position, eventually raise the tip of the tongue here. So you have this in the back. And you have this in the front. Two focuses. First, you get here, once again, then you put the position. You don't need the circle because it's also voiceless. Why would I put the circle? So you go. Do you understand? And then you go t. And then this is the whole way you can go and get to the sound t. We need this whole thing. And then if this quality is different from this, then you're doing it wrong. I have a phone call and I probably should answer it. I'll tell you only this. So you can do it once, but don't limit yourself. Just try to do it again. Ooh. Just make it a lot of times, just many times. And just notice that if you just keep doing the you just can eventually you go into this. You just go from the same position. It's exactly in the same position as t. Exactly is the s sound. Only a little bit lower because you have to have this tiny little gap between the alveolar ridge and the tip of the tongue. So you go tss, and you get this noise. How do you check if it's correct or not? You can also do this. They stopped ringing, so I can continue. I hope that everything's fine. So you go and then you go and you listen to the sound, right? Also, put more air into it. Already learn how to control your breathing. Just make it as loud as you can. Just and now try to make it as quiet as you can. Now again, loud as you can, as loud as you can. And now as quiet as you can. And now try to make something in the middle. And now as loud as you can. And a little bit quieter than that. This is your English. So something like that. I'm not sure if I managed to do it right now myself. So again, try to practice it. It's very important to control the loudness of it. Weirdly enough, it will be important. For now, just a commentary. So you get the sound s. And now how do you know that it's correct? Most people at this point, they start laughing and they go, oh no, this is so silly. This is so stupid. Especially when we do it in class. Then people just become shy, or they just don't want to do it, or they just, oh my God, this is so scary. But it's normal. It's weird, but it should be weird. Это как по-русски говорят, это странно, да? Но у нас же язык какой? Иностранный. So you have to be weird. Otherwise, if you are normal, like in the Russian way, you will get Russian sounds. Does it sound logical? All right. So you go. And now just. And now say the Russian sound with the squares. And now the English ones. S, 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 s. What is the acoustic difference? Try to just write down whatever, like again, listen to it, to this thing again, and try to realize what the difference is. Like acoustically, like how do you hear the difference? Not feel in the mouth, because for now it's kind of difficult, but how do you hear it? Some of you would say that this would be lower, like you would hear the English one in a kind of a lower frequencies. If you have different frequencies, then this will be English, and this would be Russian. S, s, almost, да, almost like sh, but it's not sh. Помните, мы говорили про диалектическое мышление? Вот где-то между русским «с» и английским «с». Вот у нас тут... вернее, между... Господи, все испортил. Заново. Между русским «с» и английским «с» у нас получается... Нифига, чушь сказал. Еще раз смотрите. Вот русский «с» и русский «ш». Ладно, нарисую так. «С» русский и русский «ш». Так вот, где-то посередине здесь будет английский «с», «с», «ш», «с». Do you hear? Roughly speaking. Вот это, кстати, мне не очень уже нравится, но, наверное, уже пора завязывать, потому что я уже сам торможу, капец. Так. Значит, ну вот. То есть, если вы вот весь этот маршрут проделали, все вот это поняли, и у вас получается потом получается потом говорите и потом вы сравниваете с русским и у вас выше, чем like well done. Then you go s, and then if your here is similar to your w, t, t, s. If it's similar, you hear? Then you might be on the right track. Okay? For now, that would be all. But I would just say that from the same position, alveolar sound, what other sounds are there? You can also, among these ones are t and d. Don't try this at home just yet because it's difficult. Then you have s, z. Then you have what? N, n, also the same. You go and instead of t, you just go n. That's English n, and it's not Russian n. doesn't really sound too different, but it makes all the difference in the world when you start connecting the sounds. This is where you will need this correct position. When you start connecting, you will not speak separate sounds. If you were, that would be so beautiful, like sound poetry. So also you have t, d, s, z, n, l, and roughly in that area you could also pronounce r. But no, let's not. It's l, like light L, l. You also pronounce in the same position. So you see, so many sounds from the same position. Okay, for now, I guess that would be all. Let's prepare for the distance education. This would be so nice if we just practiced as much as possible until the thing is closed for the quarantine again. So I will now do print screens. I will also send you the print screens. Right. And because I noticed last time that when I close the program, it also closes the drawings. And you have to make print screens from the video, which is crap. Let's just do it the nice way. Right? So this is all for today. And I hope you get a chance to practice a little bit. And don't forget, when you practice, just turn on the mic. What are you losing? What are you losing? I don't get it. I don't think that people can, I don't know, tell what kind of person you are by listening to your separate sounds. This is crazy. So, or any what secrets? What are you afraid of? This is ridiculous. I mean, nobody cares about the quality of the product anymore. So people don't care. But you should, because you guys are professionals, and this is what we could learn to do, and then be professionals. Yeah. Right. So I will see you around, hopefully. Bye.